This is your host, Chris Wilkie. I'm not sure if you can see actually the other two guys here, Jordan and Tyler, but they're kind of my support team in the background here. Jordan's the one that handles all of the wonderful audio technical issues, and Tyler gives some clever feedback and smiles and laughs along the way. He's actually kind of our resident expert with OAXRay, and he usually is eating some sort of food at this time. So if you see him eating at any point, just give him a little bit of a break and don't make fun of him too much. But welcome to live class number 2 of the online sourcing using OAXRay. I am so glad to see all 112 of you here this evening. Hoping we can see a few more. So we're going to a little basic outline of what we're going to be covering today, and then we'll dive straight into it. So let's, well, nice. I am now the host. Okay, so let's go ahead and show my screen. I like that. You can see all these wonderful pictures here. Goodbye, camera. There we go. So what we're going to be covering today is the uses of OAXRay. So you guys know time. I showed you guys how to set everything up. And we went through the process of kind of literally, what's this, what's that, what's this? And you guys should have a pretty good knowledge over what in the world OAXRay is. So the next part is actually how to put it to use. And I'm going to go through kind of 4 or 5 major ways that I use it on a weekly basis. But I do want to start off by showing you guys a spot that you should probably bookmark, because this gives you a really good list of things that you can do with OAXRay. Okay, so it's oaxray.com/uses, and you can see that right here. And if we scroll down through this, there are 25 ways they have listed. Now, I'm not going to be the first to say that these are the only 25 ways you can use OAXRay, but this is a great way to start. Because a lot of people go, well, here's the typical process. They go to Walmart. My computer is going to be slow for me today because it just hates me. You'll go to Walmart, and they'll go to the clearance section, and they'll start searching for the clearance items, and they'll say, oh, well, Chris, there's nothing in here. All of these prices are really bad. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Well, you're kind of doing the exact same thing that everybody else who's just starting is doing. So we've got to get, and see, my computer's been extremely slow today, so let's close a few of these windows out as we talk here for a second. But when we look through this, we can actually find a ton of different deals if we just think outside of the box. So the first method that I'm going to show, you guys can see my remote desktop, of course, is going to lock up on me today. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with gift card granny. Let's see if we can get this to pull up. There we go. What gift card granny is, and what the first method, let's step back for a second here. The first method that we are going to cover is called coupon stacking. Okay? And what coupon stacking is it's when we're going to take discounted gift cards, add cash back sites, then add discount codes, combine those, and be able to save money on the front end before we even go and buy anything else. So instead of going, okay, well, I've got to wait for a sale, we're going to essentially make our own sale here. Okay? So let's start with something like, and of course this thing's going to drive me nuts while it's here. Let's see if I can close my U-bar real quick. This is why I should have restarted my computer before we got started today. So we can start searching for a gift card here. Say we want to start off with Kohl's. As soon as I can get this to load. Apologize for this, guys. My computer is just not having it today. Well, we can do some just from off the front page here, so you don't have to go any farther. So say we wanted to look at Lowe's gift cards. We can see the Lowe's gift cards are currently 11.53% off the retail price. So what does that mean? Well, that means if we were sitting at a $100 gift card, we'd actually save $11.53 by buying it through whatever sites it has listed here. Why would we want to do that? Well, if I can have $100 worth of sourcing money for $88.47, I think I'm going to be able to make a little bit of profit off of the other $11 there that I wouldn't typically be able to use. So that's kind of step one. We find a discounted gift card. Step two, and this is Cashbackaholic. And if this isn't working, what I may do is I may have Tyler do some demos with the coupon stacking. I may restart my computer and hop back on here because this is going really slow. So we'll wait for this to pop up here. Actually, Jordan, can we do that? Can we switch it over to Tyler and let him do a little bit of demoing through the gift card, Granny, and cashback sites? Tyler, if we could do like Kohl's, Macy's, and Lowe's.
I've really only used Ray's, but...
Well, it's pretty easy. You're going to learn something new here. Gift card Granny, you go through and search that. I'm going to restart my computer, let him have it, and then I will be right back.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
You just press the play button there on the GoToWebinar screen.
Okay. So, can all of y'all see the gift card Granny? Everyone see it?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, there's like, let's say I want to buy something at Lowe's. I want to buy boxes. It's not too difficult. I can go there. There's all these, you know, you pay the value, what you pay. What's really nice with these sites is they'll tell you the discount, and you can sort by it. So this one is a 1% discount. You spend a little bit more on these, and you can get like 11% off. So you want to go buy boxes, or you want to go buy clearance or whatnot, you can save a lot of money. And there's other places. I do most of my sourcing, well, the majority of it on eBay and Walmart. And Walmart is only like 3%, and with these sites, it's usually, let's see if I can find Walmart. It should be up. With Walmart, it's like 3% off, and with Walmart, they have to call, if you're now in a retail store, they have to call a manager and have all this key work done, and it can be a big hassle. So like this one's $109, you're only saving $2. But with other sites or other places, there is a lot. Like I'd use Bass Pro. I know with Ray's, yeah, it's about 16% here, and I'll use these Bass Pro ones for personal use. But there's a lot to be done with this. There's also, or if you just, and talking about the coupon codes, let's say I want to shop at Bass Pro, I can just shop Bass Pro coupon codes, and I think there are some extensions out these days, but there's places like Groupon, Retail Me Not, coupons.com, and you can find coupons really easily. Like this one, oh, that's a credit card one, but sometimes they'll have coupon codes. And another place with coupon codes is actually eBay's. It's one of the cashback sites. I do a lot with half.com. And they don't have any right now, but they'll often have 10% off coupon codes right now. I might have jumped the gun a little bit with the cashback sites, but right now they have 250 stores that have 15% cash back. Samsung, JCPenney, Dick's Sporting Goods. eBay is only unfortunately on a couple categories right now. It's on baby and pottery and glass, things that I've never ever done. But if we look at this, there's a lot of good things, like JCPenney. I've heard of people sourcing from eBay. And this is just there's all these stores here. There's a bajillion of them. And when you combine that, let's say we'd combine 15% off with this, with, you know, well, let's look at JCPenney. So if I can pull up JCPenney here. Not PC, I want JCPenney, and wow, they have 18% off. So if I'd want to go source with JCPenney and I'd find stuff that's worth sourcing, I could save 18% here, 15% off this, a percent or two off my credit card, a Mother's Day sale with an additional 25% off. So when you combine the fact that everything is more than half off, just to begin with. There's a bunch of money to be made, and even just to be saved with your cost of goods sold. I don't like to make these numbers, things that make or break a profitable item. I want it to be profitable before this kind of stuff, just in case there's a glitch where the cash back doesn't go through or the gift card doesn't want to work. But with the 15% off, the 25% off, and the 18% off, when you factor it all in, you can save a lot of money and ultimately make more money as a result of what you save on the cost of goods sold. Seems like Chris
I'm back, Tyler.
Oh, you're back. Perfectly. Right as I
sorry about that, guys.
Right
nice job. It was a good description of everything there. My computer just decided that it had too many things open and needed a nice little reset. So I apologize for that, guys. We'll go back to showing my screen. Thank you so much, Tyler, for filling in. Sorry to interrupt you from your dinner there. Go to Gift Card Granny, find where you're looking at for your discounts. Take that percentage, then go to something like Cashbackaholic, and say we're going to do Kohl's today. I don't know what he was showing because my computer was being a little slow.
JC Penney.
What? What was that, Tyler?
JC Penney.
Okay, so you're showing J.C. Penney's. I know that I'll use Kohl's. Kohl's is always the example I go back to. So we'll see there's 5% with You Promise, and then we can see that on here. Let's see what we got here. You can get Buy It Now gift cards. There's an E-code at 14%, so you're 19% off there. And then the next step, like you were showing, was you go to some place like Retail Me Not, and you can find all the discount codes that are also on here. So there's plenty of places you can search for discount codes. I mean, you can go to Kohl's, and when you go to Kohl's, sometimes here, oh, 2-day sale, great. And they may have coupons along the way. Your price blink may show you different things that are on sale, but that's where you can take a look at. And you see, I have this little button here from Ebates, which is a cashback provider, that always reminds me, hey, Chris, go in and activate some sort of cashback before you're done with this purchase. Doesn't necessarily have to be through Ebates, but it's got to be where you're at. So those are the first 3 steps. So we have 15% off from the coupon code, okay? We have 5% off, or 5% cashback from Ebates. So there's 20%. And then we can save 14% from a discounted gift card. So all of a sudden, you're up to 34% off before we ever get to the store. Now, the one reason I like to show Kohl's is there's also a little thing up here, Kohl's Cash. It's that little thing you see and you go, oh. Kohl's Cash, if you actually order in increments of about 50, adds another 20% of cash back to you. That's good during certain periods at Kohl's. I know it's not like actual cash, but it's still good. So if you really wanted to get down into the details, you can get about 54% off anything on Kohl's right now, just from the different stacking that we did. So what does that mean for us? Well, let's go to toys. You guys can follow along if you do have OAXRay. Let's go to toys under $25. We'll start there. Not going to clearance, note that, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to run OAXRay on the front page. And it's going to load. And it's just going to kind of run. And right now, just so you guys are aware, I'm going to only compare to Kohl's. One of the other techniques we'll show later is when you compare to other stores and kind of use it as a bigger play there, but I'm only going to do it to Kohl's, okay? So it's going to run. And then if you want to do some power sourcing, what you can do is you can actually expand this to 120 items and start running as many of these pages as your computer will allow you to do. Let's go to page 2. I won't run a ton, just knowing how my computer was freezing up a little bit ago. We really don't want to repeat that. So we're on OAXRay. Now, I was showing you guys last time that when we're looking at this, we have Amazon price, we have low FBA price. When I click that current store button, it only, see if I move my mouse real quick, sometimes it gets big, it'll only show my Kohl's here. But it will show my lowest overall if I am curious of that. Now you'll see that I have a lot of green, or I have a lot of red, a lot of gray. There's a green. Well, that's not an exact match, so we go from there. Kids soccer, maybe these are the same. They don't, maybe. Kind of look down here. Here's a party pack. Not a ton. Kind of looking at it like, this is a bummer, Chris. You are showing me absolutely nothing. Let's go ahead, and we were using a prep center last time. We're going to throw that out this time. We're not using a prep center. Then let's go in and let's put in our discount. So say we were able to max out our discount at 54%. Okay, so it's going to start doing a little bit of finagling for us, and all of a sudden, everything that was in red that had enough of a wiggle room for us kind of turned colors. So someone runs that page, an initial person who has never used OAXRay before will be able to go, or will see it and go, nothing, move along. Same as this one. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deals. To the untrained eye, 7 deals looks like crap. I just searched 120 products and found 7 deals. Let's say we're prepping this ourselves. Let's say we only do 34% this time, because I don't want to get Kohl's cash. I don't like to count that. Let's do positive ROI and see we have a few more than 7 this time. And we start looking here like, okay, there's a tiara set, tiara and shoe set. Well, are these the same things? Let's open these guys up. Here's Amazon. Here's Kohl's. Okay, Amazon. This is frozen. Now, granted, there's some. This is in clothing and shoes, so you need to be ungated in that. This is going to be frozen, so you may want to double check to make sure you can do that. But there's the product here. And we can look over on Kohl's. We'll see it's $14.99 here. Well, Chris, you can't make any money off of that. But remember, guys, we can take 34% off of that just off of discount codes. So all of a sudden, you can start knocking the price down, and you have a pretty profitable list of items. Now, don't just go to Kohl's and do this. This is just one that I love to show, so I guarantee out of, let's see how many people we got here, out of the 164 of you, probably 50% of you will go to Kohl's and try this tonight. Don't do that. Take the knowledge and expand upon it, but coupon stacking is the best method to reduce your cost up front. Yeah, you're going to get money back in a month and a half, 2 months from the cashback site. Yeah, you're going to have to go through the hassle of waiting 30 minutes or so to get an e-gift card. Yes, you're going to have to go and find the coupon codes. Well, yeah, all that stuff is going to happen. But if you do it correctly, you can actually save a lot on the front end. So that is use number 1. Any questions on that? We'll open it up for questions for a second here, see if we have any that are covering over that information. Then we'll go on to use number 2. Have you ever stacked your cashback sites? I have not stacked my cashback sites, but what I have done is I have gone in and I have used a cashback site to get cash back on my gift card purchase. I've also used my credit card to do that, and I've been able to kind of compile those together and get an extra 3-4% occasionally with that. Okay. The question is by Marcia. When I run the second and third page, it just adds it on. There's a setting that you can adjust. You can actually, it says run on all on one page. There's a little checkbox when you right-click on this and click options. Just go uncheck that and you'll be good. Can this be combined with sites like Mr. Rebates? I have never used Mr. Rebates. That is something that I do not know the answer to.
Never used it either.
Does Honey work well for coupon codes? I haven't used Honey either. You guys may be teaching me something right now. These are good questions. This is going to get you guys thinking outside the box a little bit. So yes, try it. Do a small test run, like $50 worth of a purchase. See if that works. Even smarter, you can actually sell back your Kohl's cash for like a discount and get that back into money. Whatever, just an idea. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's move along. Well, there's Tyler's pretty face again. So it's sorry to scare you guys. It's like if Tyler pops up and he's like, "Hey," and then we go from there. So if we go down this list and start looking, normal online arbitrage. That's the one I showed you first. Power sourcing is when you just do a bunch of pages at once. You're like, see, I was telling you about the clearance sites. Now, what their expectation, and this is kind of recommended if you're doing sourcing sites. So say Disney Store is a perfect example of this. They launch a brand new sale, and it's 40% off. It's their twice-a-year sale, once upon a time, or whatever that is. And you're on there. And remember how before we had to go in, we go to the Disney Store, let's see what sale they have today. They probably have some sort of sale. It seems to be every other day now. Oh, personalization. So when they had a sale, I'd go to sale, and I would have to go through each and every one of these. I would have to open it up. I'd have to highlight this because it wouldn't pull it up on Price Blink. I'd right-click, use contextual menu search, or Clear Platinum, which is another one that I've been using. Then I can go in here and go, okay, well, I want to look on Amazon. Then I look down through here and see if I even see it. I don't see it. Well, okay. Let's go back. Let's go back here again. Let's do it again. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And what you'll notice is as you get to the ones that are actually good finds, they're usually out of stock, which is on purpose. I mean, it makes sense. So, say I can look here, and I can run this and do a quick scan and say, okay, I want to see everything that has a positive ROI, and it's going to start running it. Good, good, good. And then you're going to see that, let's do positive ROI again, all of these ones are in here. If you find something that has a ton of potential, this is where some sellers will actually go in and buy out what is left of the stock. So say they can contact customer support, say how many of these Elsa or Olaf figures do you have? I know this is a bad example. Or these tiaras. How many of these tiaras do you have? And they may go, well, we have 2,000 of them. Well, can I buy them all? So that is one tip that I found, that if you control the supply of that, and you're able to buy those out with a large purchase, no one else is going to come onto that listing and knock it down. So that is one aspect of how you could use a clearance bit. Another way that I like to do it is, this is actually what I think is a safer way of getting around this, gives you kind of a secure market on it for at least a short period of time, is to do the no match found. So we were looking at positive ROI. I like to use this in reverse, and this is method number 2 that we're going to look at. There's actually 2 buttons here. You're going to see it's currently unavailable on Amazon, which these are not currently in stock, not to self. But the one I like to go to is no match found. So remember how we were talking about that Cheshire Cat tea? Well, guess what? We just looked at it. We were just on here. We don't see any Cheshire Cat teas, do we? I see Grumpy Cat. I see Grumpy Cat number 2. I don't know why they're calling him the Cheshire Cat. This is the closest thing I've seen to a Cheshire Cat top. So, what should I do? Well, why don't we just create a listing for that and price it at our own bit? We know it's a good product. If we looked at Disney, these are some of the most this is the most popular item they have right now. You could probably do this Star Wars Galactica Empire if you're engaged in this. There's chimpanzees and everything. But if you go in and you actually create this listing, you're going to own it. You're going to say, this is my listing. I can put my products on it. I can title it whatever I want to title. I don't have to title it Disney Princess Deluxe Swim Collection for Girls. I can say Deluxe Swim Collection for Girls featuring the Disney princesses. A little bit of word change there. We do know that OAXRay mimics or finds on title and UPC-ASIN numbers, so if I'm able to adjust that kind of stuff, I may be able to eliminate my competition. Just an idea. I don't know who would ever think of something crazy like that, but if you do, that's a good way to reduce the amount of competition, especially for people who don't take the time to take that extra step and click this possible matches found. So that is the one way I like to do it. All of a sudden here, people are going, well, I don't know of anything that I can do that is going to allow me to find products I can list on my own. Well, let me put it this way. Creating listings is actually a very easy process. And all of a sudden here, you can go onto a clearance site, and we can sort this by cost at Disney. I can say, okay, well, screw it. Let's start with this guy. Let's start at the Frozen Swim collection here. It's going to be $2.99 per piece, or for some pieces. Here's Elsa sunglasses. Here's a bag. Flip-flops would probably be a pretty good one to try. There's all of this different stuff. Now you can go through and search each individual item, or you could put a nice little bundle together here. Just going to throw it out there. You got a swim bag, some sunglasses, and maybe a beach towel. All of a sudden you have your Frozen summer kit, and you can have a bundle relatively quickly by thinking a little bit outside of the box. Instead of always looking at the positive ROI, use it as opportunities with the no match found. If you want to see all your listings again, you can click See All Listings, and you can look down through here. Are there any questions with that technique? We'll wait a few seconds, see if you have any questions with that.
Yeah, I don't see any coming in right now. But while you're waiting, just real quick, this is Jordan. If you do have questions, type them into the question box on GoToWebinar, and we can assign them over and get everybody's questions answered. So,
is there a way I can mark that I've answered a question? Oh, you can type them in. Okay, I get it.
Or you can type in the answer.
Cool technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to type anything in. I always misspell things when I type. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm surprised I can blog half the time. So, now let's go to step number, I guess, technique number 3. Okay, you guys have seen, oh look, the little question thing pops up. This is so cool. How many products would you buy to test if you were creating a brand new listing? My recommendation is 5. I start with 5, and then I will scale from there or reduce from there. I'm not out a ton of money, but I do have at least a little bit of inventory there if it does sell. We'll go into bundles at some other point. I'm going to cover all of this stuff. There's some great articles we have on FBA Master about bundling, so we'll get to that on that bit of it. Okay, yep, so you need to make sure you have the correct UPC codes. I am not telling you to go outside of those. I'm just telling you that you can get around doing like the exact names, since this is how this has been constructed. Anything else? We'll close that. Oh, Tyler's face is back again. Oh, very nice. Okay.
Am I just disappearing somewhat from you or something, or?
What?
Am I disappearing, or?
No, since I'm sharing my screen, I have my screen pulled up. And then when you pop up, everyone gets to see your pretty face again.
Oh, okay, because I can see me, I can see you, I can see your screen, I can see it all.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so look, here's an example I love using. So we want to go to Ortega taco seasoning. Because Lord Jesus, oh, this would be a great example. So we look here, and we're able to go, okay, yeah, where in the heck are these people finding this from? I used to sell this all the time. I know what the cost is already, so I know where it's going to be at. And instead of going up here and looking like, oh, I don't really want to look at this up here because I don't like Price Blink. It doesn't show all my stores. Well, let's get creative. Let's go back to our search results we were just looking at here. If my computer will want to go back. Let's hit OAXRay and run it this way. It's going to be like, what? There's no profit. It's all going to be red. Because we're matching OAXRay or Amazon against Amazon. Remember how I clicked that little button that said compare current store? Look at this. You compare the current store, it's not going to be any good. But you can actually go in here and look at this and see that if we don't compare the current store, let's go ahead and reset all of our columns, show all listings. We can actually look at this for a quick little overview of where you can buy it at. So I always buy my Ortega taco seasoning, and I've given this one out plenty of times as a replant opportunity here from Walmart, $4.70. Okay, So there's 1209. You can make 66% on this. Okay, this is at a discount, so we need to make sure we remove this back. Let's get back. So now we're down to 32%. Okay, make sure you always look at your stuff up top here, because sometimes even the pros mess up. Now we're able to see that. Yeah, we're not gonna ruin anybody's day here, but you can actually go down through here and look. Okay, well, where else can I source this at? Well, it looks like these bottles here. Let's look what these guys are. See, Amazon has a listing of these guys, taco seasonings. Those look like pretty cheap little bottles. Oh, look. I can get these for $3.34 for 1 ounce. 2 of those would be $6. They're selling them for almost $26. Now, granted, the rank's not great, but this is a way you can use it. You can reverse engineer the finds. So I can go to Crackers. If I want to figure out where these people are buying these crackers at, say I was able to go into graham crackers and run it here, I can actually reverse engineer and find the store that they're doing it out of. See how this works? I'm able to go, well, $3.19. Oh, look, there's green. Low-fat graham crackers. Well, crap. These may be on, let's see what these are on here. There's 10 left in stock. What about, oh, look, I can get them from Walmart. And they don't have any sales rank right now, but it's an option. Look here, here's Nabisco graham crackers. You can reverse engineer. So this is another way that if you're really sitting there struggling, and this is where I kind of like to follow a really basic premise here. This information is readily available to anybody who wants to search it and pay for the things to OAXRay. I have a conscience. I'm not sure about you guys, but I tend to have a conscience of some sort. And my rule is I will only take so many of these items from other people. I don't try to drive down prices. I don't try to steal someone's entire bit of information. What I do is I go in and I find what I want. I test a few of them, and I don't go deep in any of these things. I go shallow, go from there. So, like for instance, if you want to go kind of a little step further, and this is open for anybody. This isn't something that is extremely horrible. Gigi's Goldmine, no idea who this is. Not trying to ruin anything here. You can go in here and see the products. So you can go in here and you can see there's not a ton of products here. We're only going to go into the first page. And I can actually run the same search and it's not going to pull from this page because of the layout of this. It doesn't do this. So this is good. You guys can't be evil geniuses. But you can actually go in here and look up these things, search them. So you could say, okay, what about equate? And let's go to the whole of Amazon here. We know Equate's a Walmart brand, okay? We know what's going to happen. But we can go in here and we can search all of Equate and see what's even good in a certain brand. And sometimes mine runs, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on the day and how many times I click the freaking button, because sometimes it just hates me. And you can see it's ran for Equate, and you can see where all of these Equate items, there's nasal spray, so you can add a pack of 3 into that guy. Sign you can still make some money. So you can use it for evil if you so choose, but it is a way that you can actually go in and start by finding somebody who's already finding money in something that you're searching at, looking at what other items are selling, and then start down the rabbit holes from there. So that is technique number 3. Are there any questions with technique number 3? And let me close out some of these tabs here because this is going to, my computer will die if I keep all these open.
What you're doing isn't evil. Evil is storefront stalker.
Hey, we're not going to go there, okay? There are ways that I find as not unethical, but
Gray hat?
you want them done to you.
Yeah.
So do them in moderation, because somebody could do the same exact thing to you, because that is one of the interesting things about OAX, or about online selling in general. Amazon is an extremely open information marketplace. So I can go in and see a ton of information about Joe Schmo or this guy or that guy, and the information's there. But if you use it in a way that is going to start driving the prices down, someone else is bound to do it to you, and you're going to get pissed. When you get pissed, you're just going to say, well, Amazon's a bunch of crap. So think about it in your shoes. Do you want someone going through and stealing all of your items? The answer is no. But if you understand what information's out there, you can use it to your advantage. So my rule is, if I'm going through someone's inventory, or pillaging, or whatever, stalking, or whatever you want to call it, I only take 2 items. That's my rule. 2 items from anybody's inventory, or different sources. I don't go any farther. I don't care if it's a gold mine, and I can go find every single one of those items out there. I only take 2. It's kind of my moral compass. It's your guys' choice on that, but that is one thing you can do. Any questions? I don't see my little question button popping up here. So it looks like we can go ahead to method number 4. So we talked about, oh, look, the question button. See, we did that here. How do you ungated for pantry? You don't get ungated for pantry. That's an Amazon thing. The number of offers column. I may have hidden it. I don't think they may have. Let me see here. I know it used to be there. Let's see, reset my columns. I'm not seeing it right now, so maybe they did. We'll have to ask Tedrick and Todd on that one.
Or you just broke it.
Storefront Soccer, I will not go in detail on this one. In this episode, that may be a bonus video for you guys, but I will not in this session.
Yeah, we can do a bonus video with that.
Okay, that's a good idea there, but that will not go into detail there. Okay. Now, one thing that this is so much fun. And I just wish sometimes that people would think this through. People are always going, well, Chris, this is for online arbitrage. That's all it's for. Why would I want to go do this? I don't know if one thing you guys have ever heard me say is go to an aisle. Let's say we want to do super soakers. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to do this. Instead of going through and scanning every super soaker in the store, okay? I mean, scanning every single one of them. Just something I would advise you guys to do if you haven't done that. It can actually make your life easy. Doing it ahead of time. Okay? So you start doing it here, and it's going to start boom, 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 boom. So you're doing all of that scanning you'd be doing in the aisle. You've automated it. So now what I'm able to do is I'm able to go, I just want to see positive ROI. And I can quickly search through here and go, well, Nerf Super Soaker to Tornado Scream. That is the one I want to find. Now, that's granted, that's not a great return on anything here. We're just using this for examples. Let's expand this here. But I can go, okay, the Rebel Mini Mission Soaker. I'm looking for the purple one. So when I go to a store, what I can do is I can actually go in here, I can add this to my buy list, and I can oh, I don't want to clear my buy list now. I can go over to my buy list, and I can actually print this guy out and say, well, okay, see, it is pulling up eBay. Let's get rid of eBay. eBay can just disappear there for a second. But I can go in there and print this guy out, and all of a sudden I have a shopping list of things I need to look for instead of going through and scanning things. So say you're short on time when you go retail arbitrage, and you want to do some pre-retail arbitrage sourcing. So instead of waiting the 5 days to get this stuff shipped to you, then shipping it in, you're going to send out a shipment tonight. You are going out to dinner with your significant other, and you want to go to the store, but you don't want to spend 10 hours in there scanning things, or 2 hours. You can actually create this shopping list while you're at work, and when you walk through, you just go through and go, okay, yeah, double check it with your app while you're there, throw it in your cart, and get out of Dodge before you're ever in there for 30 minutes or so. And you just have this really great list, and it helps you speed up your retail arbitrage. So it's one way a lot of people don't like to do this. I love to do this around Q4. When I'm going into the store and I want to know exactly what items are selling for over retail. I want to be able to quickly find that instead of going through every aisle, scanning every product, wasting all of my time doing it. I go through and I'll search through certain categories. Like I love to go do, it's our generation here, right? Yeah, it's our generation. I like to go through and see which dolls that I can start sourcing when I go in. These are something I love to buy around Christmas time. But instead of going through and picking up all these dolls and looking for them and doing this and that, I like to do my pre-sourcing list. I like to go, okay, well, at Christmas this may be at 80%. Great. Now I don't have to worry about scanning it. I can just go grab all of them. So this is a way that some people think that OAXRay is only meant for online arbitrage. I like to think completely differently. It is actually great for retail arbitrage if you use it correctly. Any questions on that one? See, this is the stacking. Showed you guys working this. Dropship opportunities. You guys are kind of seeing that. That's using that, this, and that. That's fine. Nice little touch point here is watch for price matching on there. So if you're an avid Walmart shopper and you know that there's greater discounts on like Target per se or another site, you can actually go, hey guys, look, Walmart is at this price. You guys price match Walmart. Will you match this? And you can use that percentage drop or that price drop, tack it on top of what the other store is going to be doing, and boom, you're just in the green even more. So looks like I got a question here. Okay, this is a question. David, you're in the wrong session. This is Tyler's baby, okay? eBay and OAXRay, that's Tyler's going to cover that in extreme detail next week. I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay, so Paula, the question that gets asked all of the time. This is the most frequently asked question with OAXRay. Isn't everyone doing this? And then price will be driven down. Let's start by starting here. Tyler, did you know about Gift Card Granny before you attended this session?
I had heard of it. I just never used it.
Okay, he's never used that before. Tyler, have you gone in and used this for a retail arbitrage list that you can go and source in a store from?
Oh, I've done it with video games.
You've done it with video games. Guess what? I would never go in and source video games in my entire life. Not to say there's not there. That's not something I would go down. I'm not comfortable with it. I just want you guys to know that there are so many opportunities here that, yes, people are understanding how to do this. I'm showing you guys how to do this. There's 200 of your best friends in this session right now learning how to use OAXRay. Guess what? Out of you 200 of you, I guarantee by the time we're all said and done, only about 100 of you who are attending right now will even have OAXRay accounts. Out of those 100, probably only about 50 of you will use it on a regular basis. Some of you may train a VA, some may do something or another. Even further, if you go to the side of creating your own listings, I'm going to guess about 10 of you watching today would ever consider creating your own listing. So if you look at, I know what the user base is at OAXRay, it's not huge. You guys would probably think it's in the 50,000s. It's not. So when you look at that, this information is out there. But the same information can go found if I go scan something in a store. This speeds up the processing of information, which is great. But I cannot be online all day, every day running these things. I don't have all of the money in the world to go buy all of my items all of the time. I can run a list of them, and we do this all the time. We create product lists because, honestly, we find too many deals, and we can't. And prices are not a steady, they're not something that is stagnant. Prices are very fluid. At one point, you may be able to find a cashback site, gift card thing, because you were online at that time. You may be able to find something that's in stock and buy it. I, on the other hand, may be at work or playing golf, and I may have no idea it's even happening. But does that mean that the deal wasn't there to be had? Well, it was. Same thing could be happening. Well, doesn't everyone have a smartphone and Amazon seller? Well, yes, they do. It's all free for you to have. But Is everyone going to drive around to every Walmart in the state of Indiana every day, which is physically impossible? But are you going to do that every day, go scan every item in the store to see if Amazon has had a price tick, a price decrease? Has it been steady? Is there a sale going on? Can I price match? Can I put a coupon in? Can I do this? Can I do that? No, we have capacity limitations as human beings. And those capacity limitations, it's when you go back to economics, you're looking at the problem with a free market is information. Sometimes information is clear, sometimes it's not there, and that lack of information or that ambiguous information is what causes arbitrage opportunities. Yes, does this tool alleviate some of that ambiguous information? Yes. Does it do it in a complete manner? No. There's a lot of things still hidden out there that are very profitable if you know how to use it correctly. And my thing is if you're going through this, always start out small. I'm going to go back to just me talking here instead of having that up here. But the one thing I tell everyone, and I have a guy that has been asking me some questions about some products he's been purchasing. He goes, well, Chris, these items were great when I bought them, but they really suck now. What's going on? Well, I asked him how many he has bought. He bought quite a few. And the way I like to look at it is never put all your eggs in one basket, and always start small, scale up, and never buy more than they're going to sell in a given week or 2-week period. Never have all of your money tied up in inventory. We as Amazon sellers like to sit there, and we like to, and I know this is kind of a tangent a little bit, but we as Amazon sellers like to sit there and go, okay, well, I can buy this, and I can buy 1,000 of them. Well, I'll buy all 1,000 of them. Well, as long as that supply is not limited and you can go back and get more, why in the world wouldn't you just buy 50, keep your cash in hand, and then if those 50 sell, go buy 50 more, or go buy 10 more, or go buy 20 more. You don't have to buy them all because, you know what, even if you make some money off of what you have, it's better than tying it up in stuff that will never sell. So I like to think of it as the Mythbusters. I'm not sure if anybody watches the Mythbusters or did in the past, but towards their like, as they progressed in their complexity, they started doing a very nice scientific process. It was small-scale experiments. They proved the concept. It was proof of concept. They did something small to show, okay, well, what we are testing has some merit. Once the proof of concept was there, then they moved to the middle scale experiment. So they tried it in a little bit bigger platform, saw if the concept still existed. But at that point, if it worked, great. If not, they kind of tinkered around the middle scale. And then once they proved that it worked and their middle scale project worked, then they went full scale and blew shit up. It's probably the best way to describe it. So that's the way I like to look at Amazon. Instead of going full gung-ho and buying 1,000 of an item, buy 5 of them. See if it sells. If those sell, buy 10 of them. Do a little bit middle one. Then find that point to where by the time you're done packing, prepping, sending this in, I need to order this many more if I want to keep them in stock. That is a good problem to have. It is not something you should be scared of doing. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry for the long, drawn-out excuse there, but that was something I needed to address with this entire class about that common question that I know you guys are thinking about. Well, isn't everyone using this? Well, no. We'll just put it that way. The answer is no. The best way to say this, and we'll go back to one of the podcasts that I first did when OAXRay was in beta, when we were doing the testing there. I have promised the guys from OAXRay, I'll have them back on for a video hangout and a podcast to celebrate their 1,000th customer or subscription to OAXRay. We have not yet had that, but when we do, you guys will see that on there. But that will be one way we'll celebrate, and you guys can keep a track in your head of how many users actually use it. I will not say how close they are, but I will give you at least that little fact. So, any other questions with that? We'll go over one more method, and then we'll ask questions here. I'll do a 5-minute brief overview. Oh, we got a question. Crap. Hold on. Yes, you would have to check with your local store to see that if it's in stock. I like to go with a list in there and then look at that. There's a Tyler. What was the name of that? Was it Brick Setter? to check
BrickSeek?
stock of items?
I think it's BrickSeeker
Brick
with the
Seeker or
DPCIs
something
and
like
things
that.
like that.
Yeah, I remember BrickSeeker.
Brickseek.com.
You can go to brickseek.com/Walmart inventory checker. You can search for the zip code and the item ID and actually get that there. So there you go. Okay. How much capital do you recommend having aside to purchase OAXRay? So your first 10 days, since you guys get a 10 free day trial, I would expect you to put about $100, $200 into sourcing inventory. Don't go super big. You're just getting started. We want to get that stuff sold and through there. When you actually start paying for OAXRay, you need to be spending about $1,000 a month in inventory to really be reaping the benefits of the tool. Any other questions before we move on to... Oh, we got two more here. Okay, would you consider 5 $100 items with a good rank too deep if there's 100 or less than 70 sellers? I would buy one or two of those. I wouldn't go into 5. That's $500 tied up. I would rather invest $100 or $200 and go from there. You're correct, Paula. If you're buying just a few items, why would you send them in instead of just selling them yourself for small items that ship cheaply? It's a great point. If you do want to do a test run and don't even want to ship them in and just see if they do that, you can actually go to the store. Here's what I do sometimes. I'll check to see if they have them in stock here on BrickSeek, or I'll use one of my friends that I have that'll check to see if they're in stock for me. I'll list them. If they sell, I'll go pick them up. Then I send them in. So I've done that before. How do you know if I'm eligible to sell a particular product? Try listing it. If it tells you you can't list it, then you can't sell it. That's the best and easiest way to do it. Frozen, you would have had to get a message about that. Health, beauty, grocery, you'll know. You had to go through a pretty massive process, or you had to have sold that stuff back like a year and a half ago. Clothing, shoes, luggage, watches, jewelry are an auto-approve right now, so just go and freaking apply. That's worth your free money that you paid for this course anyway, so you can go in there and get that for free, and you don't have to worry about those. Okay, we'll
You
go
can
over
get
the
undone
last...
in like 60 seconds a category. It's easy. I did it with Chris.
Yeah, you answer some questions. We have a complete guide on FBA Master that'll help you do that. Probably the last way, I'm trying to think of which one I want to show here. Told you scanning seller stores, buy it now, newly listed items. We'll go over that next time. Personal shopping, use this when you're buying your own items. Makes perfect good sense. And it's great for sourcing. So the last way that we'll cover in just some brief detail here, because we only have 7 minutes, I'm going to leave 5 for a question and answer here, but it is virtual assistants. And virtual assistants is a great way. You can kind of show them. I have a course. You're kind of going through it right now of how to use this. You can show them the videos of this. You can teach them how to use the software. And then all of a sudden, you can have someone looking at your items, looking for deals for you all the time and be paying them on average. These guys that are from 24/7 VA, you can, if you run them 40 hours a week, they're like $6 an hour. You can have someone constantly looking at stores, constantly figuring out new deals. You can really leverage the time aspect of it. So like I said, we are all limited by time. And if you can have outsource some of that time, it costs you a little bit of money, but it is a way to kind of expand your sourcing opportunities there. Okay, now my throat hurts from talking so much. And I apologize again for you guys that I had to leave in the middle of that with my computer having issues. But I'm going to leave these last 5 minutes for questions. And before we go into that, the last thing, everybody who attended today, we actually get a list of everyone who was on here. If you attend the next 2 sessions, it'll be next Tuesday. It'll be with Tyler. We're going to be talking eBay, some other outside-of-the-box techniques to be sourcing through using OAXRay. You think my stuff's cool? Tyler's going to be kick some ass with that next week, so you can get excited for that one. And then the last presentation we'll have is next week, so 2 weeks from now, and it's going to be with Todd Nornhentz from OAXRay, one of the owners. What he's going to do is he's going to showcase kind of the features they've been working on and kind of give us a sneak peek into the future of what OAXRay holds. I've talked with the guys. If some of the stuff comes to fruition of what they've explained to me, we are just on the cusp of what this tool is going to be able to do. I mean, this stuff is very basic right now, and once you get to that next level, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So we're going to see if you can give us a little sneak peek into that. But you guys actually, if you have attended this session, you attend both of the other ones. You'll be entered into a drawing to win 40 free hours of VA work from 24/7 VA, the one I was just showing you here. And it's going to be based around you guys having that and allowing you to have a VA sourced for you. So 40 hours of a VA working nonstop to find you product leads. So take yourself, clone it 5 times, give yourself 4 times, give yourself 10 hours for each of those 4 people. That's kind of the massive thing you're going to have. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to attend the next 2 sessions. Anybody who attends all 3 of these last sessions will be entered in that drawing for free. Okay, looks like chat. Oh, there's the Facebook group for anybody that's looking for that. Let's go ahead and pull this out here. Question was, I had OX review, it's been working fine. I tried to use it 2 hours ago, get the error, user disabled. You're most likely your trial is out. Unless you are paying for it, then you need to contact Todd and Tedrick. They're actually in the Facebook group, and you can put that, you can tag them in there, Todd, Tedrick, and they will get to you probably within an hour or 2. And they also have this really great customer support. And when I was talking with them at the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference, they actually have 24-hour customer support. It's usually about an hour or 2 between people being on here. So if there's somebody not there right now, you can actually leave them a message and say, hey, this has been happening, what's going on, and they will get back to you quickly as humanly possible. So this is one way. You guys are in a group with the owners of OAXRay, so that's always a good place to ask there as well. And Jordan has left that in the chat. Any other questions? We have 3 more minutes. There will be a replay of this for anybody who kind of thought I went too fast over anything, so I apologize if that's the case. We'll wait for a few more questions here. If not, I want to thank you guys for joining us on class number 2. It's been fun so far, and I think that we're just getting started. We got 2 more, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy the next 2 sessions that we have with Tyler and Todd. Does OAXRay show results that are sold by Amazon and some kind of filter to indicate they're sold by Amazon? Not at this point, but let's go to one of these pages here. You can see the lowest price on Amazon. We can see the lowest FBA price. So if you do want to see that, you can look there, but we do not have a button that is sold by Amazon. It's a great idea. You can ask Todd and Tedrick in the group, and you'd be amazed how quickly they could add something. Well, that's a good idea like that. If it's a quick and easy fix, they may be able to do it. When setting up searches for OAXRay, do you recommend sorting by merchant site results, by bestseller, best match, or just power source? I like to do it by site because I really like the stacked discount method. I find that a lot of people don't go to those extremes with it. I like to look at those, but I will leave open typically not just the current store. I start off without the discount in. I'll see if there's anything that's a good find. If there's something that's really low on it, then I'll look at that site, and then I'll go to current stores. I'll input the discount code and go there. Which one gives me the least amount of problems for invalid gift cards? Raise has always been my go-to. Tyler has used it a ton. A lot of people I know have used it, have never had any problems with it. There was one, shoot, what was it called? Cashback Now or something like that. I had a big problem with them. I used it for a personal purchase, actually. You gotta tread lightly with them. Go with the more well-known sites. Don't go with that podunk little one that just happens to have a good deal on something. Look at reviews, Better Business Bureau, ask in the Facebook groups. They're going to have a lot more feedback than I am.
Don't go with gift cards out of my garage or whatever it's called, you know.
Yeah, gift cards out of my garage, I wouldn't trust them very far. Chris says they talked about if they can get OAXRay to run on any site. So they have to actually index each site that they put on here. They have to match it with the way the code is structured and everything. So they have when I talked with them, and they can brief me on this later on, they have some very, very quick, very lofty goals set for the next 6 months. And they currently have, how many sites do they currently have? Supported sites, let's see what they have right now. And they're going to be able to speak to this a lot better than I am. But when I was talking with them at the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference, they're currently about 67 sites. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 6 months you see that up above 100 to 200 sites. So they're rapidly expanding, and that just brings more opportunity and less competition across all of those sites. Because the more sites they have, the more time it'll take, and the more searching that has to be done. Okay, it is 9 o'clock, guys. If you have any other questions, wow, they have 18. They need to switch that up there. 61, 79 total. You can see you can do some UK and some Canadian as well. It is 9 o'clock, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I've got to go to bed. If you guys have any other questions, please move over to the Facebook group. Again, that is in the chat side of this. And I want to thank you guys for attending, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next week.